We will be cutting circular panels of disconnection from the outline to the crown, creating a beautiful modern curly haircut shape. Prior to the haircut, we check our model's hair texture, density, and growth patterns. My model has thick hair density with a very curly hair texture with an even hairline. We wash, cleanse, and treat the hair. I start the haircut in the front with a curved diagonal section, and then vertically in the center. Elevating our section straight up from the head shape, we cut a convex, round shape at the chosen length. This becomes our stationary guide for this zone of the haircut. We now direct our second section back to the first. Over directing back to the center will maintain length around the perimeter. We maintain our stationary body position whilst cutting, taking parallel sections. We over-direct all future sections back to our guide. Our elevation is round, directing the section straight out from the head shape. We work with fine, clean, precision sections, gently combing through the hair, maintaining even tension before cutting. This cutting technique is called round, increase layers. Round because of the elevation and increase because of the over direction. I have chosen this technique because the round elevation will create a great shape and volume in this texture of hair, and the over direction will maintain longer length around the face framing, as traditional round layering reduces too much length. Once we finish this side, we assess our shape before repeating the same process on the opposite side. Maintaining the same body position, we ensure you are able to elevate and cut your sections the same as the first zone. This will help to create a perfect balanced shape. This haircut is suitable for all hair textures and can be cut at any length. We repeat the same technique until the front zone is complete. Once both sides are complete, we assess the shape visually. We continued the haircut, sectioning another curved cutting zone. This section will be cut longer than the previous. We now change our body position to stand in front of each cutting section. We direct our section straight up from the head shape, elevating over the previous length from the first zone. Over directing our guide over the first zone will increase the length as we work up and around the head shape. The first zone will create a supporting base for the second zone. This will help to create a modern Afro-inspired shape, where each zone supports the next, creating volume while also increasing length. This technique is called invisible layers. We continue this technique working around the head shape, directing our sections up following the head shape horizontally. Once our previous zone falls out, we find our guide. You can take a small section from your previous cutting section before cutting if you'd like an additional guide, or you can freehand each individual section. We continued this process until we complete this zone. After completing this zone, we continue to assess the progress of the shape. We now repeat the same process in the next cutting zone. When cutting curly hair textures, we need to be mindful of the hair follicles' elasticity. Curly hair will bounce up a lot from wet to dry, and all different curly hair textures will bounce back differently. When cutting wet, it is very important to maintain even hydration and tension throughout every section to maintain balance throughout your shape. We continue to check our shape and balance before continuing to the next zone. we take another circular parallel section and continue the exact same process before moving to our top and final cutting zone. If you have learned something new, or if this tutorial has you inspired, please do me a massive favor, support my channel by liking and subscribing, or sharing my tutorials with a friend who may also value my work. How incredible is this shape so far? In the final top zone, I take horizontal sections, elevating each cutting section on base. My guide is taken from the side zones. Cutting curls, dry, can be an amazing tool for cutting a more exact precision shape. Cutting a little goes a very long way when cutting curly hair. Make adjustments to accommodate for the texture you are cutting. And if you're not familiar with cutting curly textures, don't be scared. Curly hair is so much fun, and it is really easy once you understand how to work and accommodate for the individual's hair texture. I now refine my haircut with cutting a horizontal line in the back perimeter zone. I visually check the balance of my face framing before completing the fringe zone, working freehand with a simple club cutting technique. You could freehand scissor over the whole shape to refine and personalize the haircut. I have chosen not to, as I want to see enhanced texture in the perimeter of my shape, celebrating curl, texture, and frizz. When curls have been cut right, they have a home, whether your client likes to wear a chic disheveled shape or not. You can be assured the shape will always look incredible. Once we have completed the haircut, we assess the overall shape, balance, and texture. I diffuse dry the shape with a light sea salt spray and my favorite curl cream, giving the shape a simple but an essential shakeout to style and cross-check my haircut. This haircut shape rocked my world. Let me know if it rocked yours, and if you liked this tutorial, you should watch these two next. And remember, confidence comes from experience.